Hey.
Breezie,
Mo's nose. PG, fear the dog. It's about that time, everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's nose, Peachy, Breezy, and fear the God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you down to talk. We two gorillas, silverback, nah, silver
You know it's
hawks.
busting the discussion cause we get it in. Every time you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win. The faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezy, Peachy, Mo's nose, and fear the God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall.
We outline players up in chalk.
Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. Line is tall. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall.
What's going on, nitty gritty Niners Talk fam? We are back for our Wednesday preview edition of the 49ers versus the Cardinals. What a week. We're going to recap, give our final thoughts from week 10's massacre, and get ready for this week. Peachy, what's going on? I see the chats too. I see the stuff in the chat. It's just they are not funny. They are yeah. You talk to them how you going. I'm gonna go pull up some of these comments from the Breezy Bunch crew.
It was a pretty hectic day. Things slowed down in a couple of weeks, so I think everybody's just trying to get everything in. Plus the weather was all weird here, so it was really cold and all these things. So we had like multitudes of trucks and everything that came in, and we just had like a bunch going on. So just tired of all these really late nights, because my day starts around 7, as far as, like my work day starts at 7, sometimes 6:30. So it just is a long to not get home till like almost 8 o'clock at night. It's just for the birds. So speaking of birds.
Yeah. What happened to that boy? What happened to that boy? I forgot about that song.
I know.
Nigel, I just wanted to let you know and remind you that you ain't. That's it. That right there. I ain't gonna read his comment because he be watching. You know what I'm saying? Mike is a watcher. He watches everything. Oops, I said his name. My bad. Hey, it's all love, man. Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button. All right, listen, this is your first time watching, though. Like, sometimes YouTube just spreads it out. They push it out. Hit that subscribe button, man. Welcome to Nitty Gritty Niner Talk, where we keep it gritty about the 49ers, from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. So if you're in for that gritty talk, you're in the right place. And so make sure you go ahead and subscribe. You can also become a member of the channel. Now, you get perks for being a member. So if you want to support the channel, you can. That way we can continue to bring you high quality. I don't like to say the word quality. I like high quality content from your favorite football team, right? You know what I'm saying? You guys can go ahead and just become members by clicking on join. And it'll take you right to that. You become a member, and you'll get the cool shout-outs on the show and first replies to your comments as well, without even having to do a super chat. You can super chat as well if you don't become a member. That helps support the stream as well. So don't be afraid. We see super chats. We see that. We'll pull those up. We'll make sure we get to those on Red Alert. TJ Red Alert on top of that. But guys, again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Peachy, let's go ahead and kick this show off because I know everybody's tired. Everybody's had a long day. Let's just get through some of the takeaways from week 10 versus the Rams. What is Peachy's take from that game? That's what I like to show. If everybody was here, everybody would get their take. I think everybody knows my take, but what is Peachy's take?
Peachy's take is that defense played like
Oh, got you. My bad. Yeah.
Let's hope that defense shows up this week. I thought the offense had a couple of flub ups, but for the most part, I thought the offense did a pretty decent job. That Rams defense is no slouch. So, credit to the offense for doing that. Shout out to the special teams. The special teams looked a whole lot better. It's improving. It's like every week it seems to improve more and more. So shout out to Sky Moore and those guys on special teams holding it down. Shout out to my breakout player, B-Rob, even though, we didn't win the game. I think B-Rob is getting a lot more comfortable in this offense. So I'm really looking forward to him just growing and getting better and better. Spelling McCaffrey some. That's really good that we finally have someone that can actually spell him and do something. So he can kick it on the sideline sometimes or line up out there, but he's just not the targeted one that's out there. So that keeps him a little more fresher when we need him down the stretch. Hopefully it'll be in the playoffs, and that'll keep that, that McCaffrey freshness going through there. Also, I just felt like in this game that Kyle was outcoached in this game for the most part. I know Saleh was outcoached. He definitely was outcoached in this game. But it's a rarity for them to be so outcoached like they were. It's almost like, McVay just had revenge on his mind, and it's basically like anything goes. And he decided that he was going to use this 3 tight end set. You're the expert with this, so whatever personnel package, whatever that is that they use. 13.
Yeah.
And I was marveling at watching it, the way that he was doing it too. It was very interesting.
Yeah, they that particular package had our number. I was going through the film. I was just like, man, I think the Niners, I gotta ask you. You said Kyle got our coach, so I want to know what that meant. With how was Kyle out coached? And I'm curious to know, because I don't have that take, but I want to know what makes you feel like Kyle was out coached.
I feel like mentally he was out coached.
Mentally how though? Like, that's what I'm asking. Like, what made you feel like he was mentally out coached?
Like, I feel like because he was the head coach and McVay's the head coach, and I know that Kyle doesn't, control the defense now. That's Saleh's defense, and I get that. And Kyle's main responsibility is the offense. But as being the head coach of the 49ers, I do feel like that McVay bested him, is what I mean. Like, I really feel like that McVay bested him. You guys were talking about on the BAM show, and if you guys aren't watching the BAM show, anyone who's new, you need to check that out. It is the best. It's Wayne Breezie and Mike Andrews, and it's right here on the Wayne Breezie channel, and it happens through the week at 5 o'clock, and it's really interesting because they usually cover like a really controversial topic or something that, got a lot of people talking. And I heard you guys were talking about I think you were talking about how that the Rams could, like, McVay could have ran the score up or something like that, or something.
Mike said that bullshit. I didn't. Mike be on a whole nother level. I didn't agree with none of that shit. They had the lead. My thing on that was they had a comfortable lead.
Yeah.
Anytime a team has a comfortable lead, they change up the game,
right?
Because they want to control the pace of the game. If they continue to score and score and score and score, anything can happen. They could turn the ball over. They could do all this. With a 21-0 lead, Sean McVay decided to go to the run game. His initial take was that, and then he was like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying?" Because they were just comfortable. I mean, and they did run the ball, and the Niners were able to stop them. They were able to, even with the 12 men on the football field, they were able to force a 3 and out. Or whatever, and they were able to get the ball. They were able to score, which made it 21-7. But Mike was on that bullshit. I wasn't on that bullshit. I didn't think Sean. I thought Mike was gonna say toward the end of the game they could have scored another. They could have tried to score another touchdown,
right.
And instead they just let the clock run out. That's what I thought he was gonna say. Now he was talking about at the very beginning, like, you know what I mean. That wasn't it. But. What I'm saying is, I don't think Kyle was out coached, mainly because his coaching, his thing is the offense. It's always been the offense. And I didn't feel like that the first of all, I didn't think the Rams defense was good because the Niners, when they were in sync, when they were executing properly, they were able to move the ball and score. The Niners got to the red zone 5 times, and scored 4 times out of 5 times. That's not being outcoached. Your defense just couldn't stop a nosebleed. Now, if you're talking about from a totality perspective, I mean, he trusts solid to coach the defense. Like I don't see how you could put that on Kyle Shanahan other than he's the head coach and his team got their ass whipped. Right. But Kyle was in his bag, man. He was calling some plays, and then you had, like you said, there was a couple of flub ups. You know, the Juwan Jennings fumble, that penalty. A lot of people want to say he dropped the ball on in that first possession, which looked like it was just defended. It could have been pass interference.
It was well defended.
Either way, we didn't convert it, and you know, it's crazy. Even when I went back and looked at the Mac Jones interception, I was like, damn, like. Mac, on that play, Mac was damned if he did and damned if he didn't. Yeah. No matter where he threw the ball, my point is no matter where he threw the ball, it was getting intercepted. Because the next read was George Kittle, two guys right there too. And by the time he pulled the trigger, I don't know if you saw it, but the pressure was in his face, so he didn't really probably see. He was like, let me just get the ball to my guy. You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe Christian McCaffrey could have defended it a little bit better, turned more into a defender, and tried to knock that ball down. But usually McCaffrey got his head into the game. He did that on a play that was deflected.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, we had Jennings. One where he
So
he actually defended that really well.
Yeah, like I don't disagree with him. I'm not pushing back on your take. I'm just more like I don't see. In my eyes, I don't see how he got outcoached unless you're just talking about from an overall perspective. Other than that, I didn't think I had confidence that the Niners could come back and win that game because the Rams defense wasn't as great as I thought they were going to be. Niners still put up 26 points. They did fail a 2-point conversion. They did get the extra. Didn't we get an extra? No. I don't know why I thought. Didn't we get our extra point blocked in this game?
Yes, we did.
I wish I had that M button. Like I can't say it, but I wish I had it. Like wow, like, and that was because our good old beloved Matt Hennessy got trucked by Mr. Verse. Yeah. You know, so it was just a bad game overall. You know, it was nothing the Niners could do other than, you know, they can't go out there and make mistakes. I think that if you didn't get anything from that Week 10 game, Peachy, you know now that the Niners can't go out and make mistakes because they don't have the defense to force mistakes anymore. Right. Yep. That was the difference. Like if you had a defense that could force a turnover, hey, a mistake, you could rush it off. But you know the saying: win the turnover battle, win the game. Lose the turnover battle, lose the game. It was 2-0. It was 2-0. So yeah, it was crazy. You know, it was definitely crazy. You know, GSU for Life is talking about unprepared, undisciplined. That's on Kyle. From what perspective, though, bro? Like, if you're talking overall on totality, there were 7 penalties. A couple of them were definitely iffy calls that shouldn't have been called. I do agree with the fact that these guys getting penalties. That's coaching has to have their guys disciplined. But there were only three on the offensive side, 4 on the defensive side. So even then, it still falls on the defensive coach. Like Robert Saleh was bad. Let's just call it like it is. And when Kyle Shanahan is bad, we call it like it is. Like we do. Like I was listening to Matt Mayoko, and he was just like, man, like the Niners just had some bad executed plays. When it comes to the Kyle Shanahan's offense, it usually comes down to these players just not executing. A person being lined up, person going in motion at the wrong time, a legal procedure, all that type of dumb shit. And so like we get mad about all the motions and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But that's just this offense, you know? It's just the way the offense is working because the whole purpose of the motions is to determine who's in man, are they playing zone? You know, you move one guy in motion, nobody moves. You move another guy in motion. Oh, that's the man guy. Okay, now the quarterback's going to throw to that particular person. On the touchdown to Juwan Jennings, Juwan moved in motion. the man followed. I already knew it was a touchdown to Juwan Jennings. Once I saw the guy follow Juwan Jennings, I knew the quarterback was going to Juwan Jennings. Quarterbacks love man coverage because they trust their man gonna make the play on the ball. That's just in for any sport. If you watch any sport, so when you see the motions, that's kind of like what that determines. That's that pre-snap stuff. I think the play that pissed me off was the penalty that pissed me off, and was that delay game. So the delay game and the 12 men on the football field. Those were the two penalties that like had me just livid, because those can't happen. Those are penalties that can't happen. You get a false start, okay, that's on the player. But how do you not hike the ball? How do you not get that play off? How do you not do that? That could be on Kyle Shanahan. That could be on the quarterback. That could be on the play, perfect. You know how it's set up and how it's designed to be, perfectly executed. You can't use all your timeouts at once, so it is what it is. But Look, Kyle's got work to do, and Salah's got more work to do.
That's right.
And so I'm sure Kyle Shanahan is in there with his coaches, and he chewed Salah. He chewed him out one, which in right he had a right to do. He has a right to do. Defense gave up 42 points. I thought it was on him too, but a lot of people blame the clock management stuff on the coach, right? He should have called the timeout. Why didn't he call the timeout? Like, so to, whatever. It was 5 yards. We made up for it though. It is what it is. But I get it. Like, from Peachy's perspective, I think that's where GSU for life. He's the guy. He's the head guy. It falls under him. He needs to take the blame. Okay, cool. Well, then he need to take that blame and dish it out onto the real people that effed up. In my opinion.
Right. I agree.
In my opinion. All right, so nice little recap, man. Niners got their ass whipped. Bam. All right, so news for the Niners, just updates and stuff. They're not opening, again, Brandon Ayuk's 21-day window. Now, I got to ask you again, Peachy. Is Brandon Ayuk playing this season?
No.
Wow. So you didn't say no at first. I remember because I asked you last week. You said that they were going to probably open up the practice window.
No. You're right.
No, you could change it up.
No. Actually, I don't want to, because you're absolutely right. Because what I was saying is that I feel like that they will open it up right before the bye week, and he will come back after the bye week and play a couple of games and see if he can ramp it up for the playoffs. I do still believe that. I take that back. I apologize for that.
No, you don't got to apologize, because
I still do.
I felt that way. And now I'm starting to feel differently, because we're talking about a serious injury to return from. Mm-hmm. We already know that the Niners can't cut him next year, because they'll take a serious chunk of money away, plus
not going
more
anywhere.
Right, so he's not going anywhere next year. Mm-mm. And you get him back fully healthy next year, and you see what you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest though, I would be okay if BA didn't play this year.
I would too.
I'm more concerned about Ricky Pearsall.
Me too.
And if he can get on the football field, great. You know what I mean? He's a PCL injury, so only one of the CLs in the knees messed up on him, whereas Ayuk's recovering from 3. But who knows, man? They're not opening up that practice window. But if they open it up next week will be we are home against the Panthers. It's a night game. Mm-hmm. He could potentially play that game. And then if he doesn't, then will he play on the road in Cleveland? No.
Oh God,
no. Right? Right? I wouldn't play him in Cleveland.
No.
But aren't we back home against the Titans?
Yes.
That would be the week.
That would be a really good week, too.
And then he gets a bye, so he gets extra rest. Mm-hmm. And you just work him in a couple of snaps if you do bring him back.
I like that.
Right? And then from there, you get the week off, and then you come back, and then you got primetime football against the Colts.
I love that.
And Indy, and then you got the Bears at home and the Seattle at home. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Like
you know
that.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be kind of cool. We'll see what happens, though. I know a lot of people think that Terradone says Peachy has more journalistic integrity than 90% of the so-called content creators. 1,000%, yo. 1,000%. I do agree with what you're saying in the classroom, but a classroom beyond football field, two different things. In my classroom, my para wasn't in charge of shit. I was. So that's why I took the blame for everything. My para might have been assigned to help a group or an area, but as far as what went on in the classroom, it was still under me. As far as Kyle Shanahan, he hired somebody to specifically run the defense. He hired somebody to specifically sort of kind of run the offense. He hired somebody to run the special teams. Now, I know the concept collectively is under him, but those guys got jobs to do. Like, if not, he might as well just be the defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator.
Exactly. He might as well be doing what he was doing last year, as a matter of fact, with Sorensen. He might as well. I mean, he was pretty much, babysitting everything, and he hired these specific people so that he would not have to do that. So I 100% agree with what you're saying there.
Yeah, I didn't hire a para. The city did. I didn't ask for a para. Kyle asked for these guys.
Yes.
He has to hold them accountable. Now, I'm not saying it's not on him. I think it's on him to have that meeting with them to fix them.
Yeah.
Like, to get them back on the right page. And look, I'm going to be hard on Saleh because I've never seen him get beat this bad.
No.
Actually, wait a minute, Peachy. Can you pull up the score between the 49ers and the Jets last year on Monday Night Football, the opening game? I'm just curious to know, did we whip that tail? 32-19. Same point spread, right? Almost.
Yeah, it was 32-19, yep.
Yeah, Saleh's been beat bad before. Oh, yeah. Saleh, he's laid an egg before. God dang. So, hey, man, it happens.
Yeah.
He had better players, too, on that defense.
Yeah,
I will
Jordan
say
Mason put up almost 150 yards in that game.
That's when we thought Jordan Mason was going to get the rock.
We did. Yeah.
So,
yeah, that was an amazing game.
Howdy says Titans should be a layup, be experimental squad. I'm nervous against those teams, man.
The Titans have the number one pick. I'm pretty sure that they want it to stay that way. So
I'm pretty sure
they
too.
Pick first in the draft. So
I'm pretty sure too. I agree with you on 1,000%. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. It'd just be that week
that they just decide
that everything clicks for them, and Cam Ward looked like the best thing since sliced bread in the draft. And then bada boom, bada bing. Let's get to the practice report. Woo! This practice report was kind of sexy because for the first time all season, the Niners have less players injured on the practice report than their opponents. That is blowing my mind.
Yes.
Did not practice Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams. That's a giver. They don't practice on Wednesdays anymore. Mm-hmm. Mac Jones, full practice. Nene. Another Nene. Hey, Nene. Limited Alfred Collins, hip. I hope he's good to go this week. Ricky Pearsall, limited. Brock Purdy, toe, limited. D. Winters, knee, limited. All right, so that's interesting. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to make sure I'm counting right. But here it's for the Cardinals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 7 to 16. Not that I'm happy or clapping at injured players, but it's very interesting that the San Francisco 49ers have a healthier roster. Now, we do know that for the Arizona Cardinals, they have lost wide receiver Zay Jones for the season, so he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. They also won't have Marvin Harrison Jr. This game because he had an appendix surgery. I don't know how to say the correct name.
Appendectomy.
Whatever. It's appendix. I don't know where to get appendectomy from. But he had an appendectomy, right? And so he's going to be out for this week. It's the only week that matter. But here's some interesting players on their sheet that did not practice. Now, Kelvin Beachum didn't practice. Says it's not injury related, but he has a groin injury. I'm sure that's a vet day for him. Baron Browning, their linebacker, concussion. We talked about Marvin Harrison Jr. Will Johnson, their rookie, did not practice. All right, just wanted to put that out there. Bilal Nichols, defensive tackle, not injury related, but personal matter, did not practice. Dadrion Taylor Demerson, safety, ankle injury, did not practice. Jonah Williams, tackle, shoulder, did not practice. Mac Wilson, their linebacker, ribs, did not practice. Peachy, they're a little bit more beat up than the Niners. Like, now this is Wednesday, so we still got to get through Thursday, and then, of course, you got to get through Friday, so it might shift a little bit. But how you feeling about not them, but our team being relatively healthy? And then let's talk about Ricky Pearsall. They said he looked good, he looked fast, but they're hoping he's the same on tomorrow, right? And let's talk about Brock Purdy after that. Like, so how you feel about the Niners practice report?
I was very, very happy about the practice report. I saw Ricky out there dancing around and stuff in the videos and everything like that. So he's hyped to be back out there and everything, in great spirits. So that was really good to see. It looks like he's probably ready to go. Hopefully the majority of them are, because like you also said on the BAM show, we should probably put up about 56 points on this Cardinals team. Man.
That's my number.
Because they are really, really depleted on offense and defense, as a matter of fact. Whether it's Brock, Mac, whoever it is out there, I have them going close to like 400 yards. This could be one of those massive 400-yard games with about 5 touchdowns. I just really see them like rejuvenated, and I see this defense getting a couple of takeaways. I just feel like that this defense got embarrassed, and I really think that our defense is really just gonna ball. I hope that Collins is back. I hope that all these guys are, that showed up at practice today, that they're able to play. That would be great.
Let's talk about Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall. Now, they're limited again. Good news for Pearsall. He's limited instead of being out, so that's an upgrade. And then Brock Purdy has been limited. Now, Kyle Shanahan said that they're going to get more aggressive with him as the week goes. And so probably tomorrow they'll ramp it all the way up for Brock Purdy and then see how he recovers for Friday's practice. If these guys, though, get through practice limited throughout the remainder of the week, and the report is out there that they're looking to try to get Brock to be the starter this week, do you want these guys on the football field like this week? Like, we're traveling to Arizona. I understand who we're playing against. I understand the opponent, but do we actually need Brock or Ricky to win this game? Or should they wait and get more practice under their belt? But what is your take on that?
My take, as far as the quarterback goes, is I would play Mac. I would keep the offense flowing the way that it is flowing right now. I would play Mac. I don't understand why you would do that now. I mean, everything is just, it's flowing. And I know that you want to get Brock out there because Brock is the guy, and I get it. But he hasn't been the guy for a minute. And I feel like that Mac is like chiming with this offense. And I really just think that, especially for this depleted Cardinals team, I just don't know why you would just throw him out there. Like, I just think like somebody said, I don't know if it was you or somebody said that, why not at home? Why not let Brock play at home for his first game? Somebody brought up that because he's from Arizona, there'll be a lot of family there and everything like that, and that's why they feel like that he's being, motivated and pushed to get out there so that he can play in front of his people.
I mean, it could be. Look, all right, so I agree with you. I'm not going to push back on that. I definitely agree with that. I just feel like this might be a get-right game for him. And so if Arizona's not great, this could be a way of Brock getting out there like a scrimmage.
Yeah, it could be. You're right.
And he can kind of get back. So if he makes mistakes, oh, well, we should still be able to win. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to coming out against the Carolina Panthers. Because let's keep it a buck. The Niners need to win. They need to beat Arizona. They need to beat the teams that they are inferior over.
Yes.
Period. Right.
Right.
We need to get to that number 10. Like 10 and 11. 10 we're number. In. 11 we're cooking. 12 move the fuck out the way.
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying? And if we win all out and go 13 and get 13 wins, we win in the Super Bowl. Motherfuckers done messed up. Because now, if that happens, we beat Indianapolis. Because now you talk about beating Indianapolis. You're talking about beating, you know what I'm saying? Look, that's a scary team. But I just feel like maybe they're going to push Brock to play so that he can get some real live action, test it out. Now, I don't know if I agree with it, but I think that's behind the scenes. That's probably what's going on, especially if they're going to ramp up his stuff. They haven't ramped up any practices for him prior to now. And now we're talking about ramping it up and going super hell of aggressive for Brock. All of a sudden. Yeah, he's trying to put on a show. So I said 56 points. We might go for 63. Okay. Like, you know what I mean?
Let's go.
And so I don't agree with that. I'm with you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's no reason to rush Brock back. Now, if Matt goes out and has a bad game, it'll be the perfect transition to get your starting quarterback back out there.
100%. Because what happens, let's just say this, and I'm going to knock on wood when I say this. What if Brock goes out there because he's so rusty and just makes a ton of mistakes and something crazy happens? Because that would just be...
But this is the game you can afford to make those mistakes. You're playing against a team that sucks. You get what I'm saying? Opposed to the Panthers are wishy-washy.
Yeah, you just never know what.
You don't know which version you're going to get.
No.
Right?
Goodness.
Because they got a secondary, they got a defense, and they got an offense. Are they going to run it with Rico Dowdle? Can the Niners stop the run? I don't know. I don't want to move forward past the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But we know that the Panthers week in and week out are like lukewarm. They're 50-50. Like they're either going to be fire or they're going to be cold. Nothing in the middle, right? Because they lost to the fucking Saints.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They lost to Tyler Shuck. Okay? Just going to leave it at that. But that's a divisional game. This won't be divisional, so it might be a little bit different. This game, though, we got as a divisional game. So I think for me, like, I love Purdy, and I can't wait till he returns. I just want to make sure. I just want them to know that he is fully ready to return. No ifs, ands, nor buts. If I get that type of confidence from our coaching staff, then I'm cool with it. I just don't feel like they're giving us that. And that could be all part of the game, you know.
Yeah, it could be. And just
But we don't need Brock Purdy to beat Jacoby Brissett.
Exactly. What I had also noticed is, so Chris McCaffrey, you know, all these glowing things to say about, you know, Brock, he made sure that he brought up his mobility, you know, and his running whatever he did.
That's missing.
But when I was looking at the videos and I was watching Brock, I guess, running whatever he was doing, I mean, I was like, I really felt like that, you know, by now, since they're, you know, talking about that's the element that's missing from Mac Jones, is that I didn't like the way that Brock looked when he was running. Now, that could be practice. We've been through this with other players before, and they just don't run at their speed that they run at in games for whatever reason, to conserve or do whatever. So I'm just saying that what I saw made me a little bit uncomfortable, because I really just don't know how his mobility is going to be, especially just going back out there. So that's the only thing that I'm,
it's definitely look, like I said, I'm all for it if he's super green lighted and he's good and he's comfortable. And I think they're making this the thing. So like, it's a possibility that he's going to play in this game. It's possible he's going to start. And I'm cool. But this is where I am. If he's itching the toe, I'm not putting him out there.
Exactly.
Literally, if he's scratching it, nah, dog.
Yes.
You could wait another week.
Exactly.
Till the itch goes away. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. But either way, we better win this game because it's really being handed to us.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Now, there's some stuff out there. I think Greg Cosell from 95.70 game, he said this. Right now, the 49ers offense is very condensed, which I think makes Mac Jones' numbers a little deceptive. He's played very well for what he is. The longest play was 22 yards. There's no real verticality to their passing game. Okay, so the longest play was 22 yards in this pass game. The game before was 39. What is your take on that? Do you now? I do think he's limited, but I don't think it's super. I don't think it's condensed. Right. I just think that Mac is limited due to his ability to do certain things.
Yes.
What is your take on this take, though?
Yeah, I disagree on that. Because I read that and I'm like 22. Like that's not. No, there's been longer ones than that. So it's I actually like Mac as a passer. I like his willingness to just let that ball go whenever he lets it go.
I mean, like my thing is like
I do.
How are you a professional and you say this
right?
And you realize that shoot when there's no Ricky Pearsall, who's the vertical threat on this team?
Exactly.
There's no Ayuk, there's no Pearsall. And so how can you even compare the vertical threat? We've had explosive plays under Mac. And yeah, Brock likes to push the ball down the football field with the air yards. But guess what he's not going to have? If Ricky Pearsall don't play, he won't have that guy neither.
Exactly. Yep. You're right about that.
I don't know. I just beg to differ about some of that. I don't think Rob and Watkins are the vertical threats in what we've seen on how we like to push the ball down the field. I think these guys will get opportunities. Even Sky Moore got an opportunity. Like these guys are going to get opportunities, but the Niners, this is just not a part of their game plan. I don't think it's because Mac is limited to do it.
Right.
I just don't think we have the pieces to do it. George Kittle might be the vertical threat, but I mean, he's the only one. Mm-hmm. And they know that. You need a receiver to be your vertical threat. You get what I'm saying? Because you get the receiver to be the vertical threat, this will force the defense to play coverage down the football field because they don't want to get burnt or get beat. And now you can run the ball. Now you can check it down. Now you can do all the short underneath stuff. It's all about the thing I do like about Mac is just all right. Let me just say this. There's several things that Mac I'm liking. One, Mac is growing. Here's how I know.
Yes.
Last week, I mean, the end of the game, it's on my Patreon. You're gonna hear me like, yeah. Like, I was the biggest person that says Mac has to figure out how to use his feet. He has to figure out how to understand, have pocket awareness, and when that pocket breaks down, move. Mac did it 3 times in this game, and he converted all 3 of those scramble plays into catches and passes. One was a touchdown to Luke Farrell. That was a pressure given up by Spencer Burford. You had Burford in the face of Mac Jones. He stepped to the side, stepped to the left, dodged that one, stepped around, stepped out, wide open Luke Farrell touchdown. That is growth. Now, I'm not in any way saying he's better than Brock Purdy. My point is he's growing. And so Only way I'm playing Brock Purdy is if he's fully healthy. That's it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. See, in my opinion, no, I'm not saying that Mac Jones is better than Brock Purdy, but I will say this, though. After being able to analyze and watch Mac Jones in a Kyle Shanahan offense, they're not as far off as a lot of people think that they are, though.
Okay.
They're definitely not. I'm not going to say that they're interchangeable because I do feel like that Brock does have some elite abilities to process things and do things like that. I mean, we all know that that's the case, but as far as there being like miles apart between the starting quarterback and the backup quarterback, no, it's not the case. We have seen that Mac Jones can come in and run this offense and be successful in it.
Yeah. Look, both quarterbacks are successful. So this isn't
absolutely.
about which quarterback is better. This is about which quarterback is better for this team right now.
Exactly.
As far as their health, because there would be no Mac Jones if Brock Purdy was healthy. Let's get it clear.
Right.
Who has the longest pass this season so far? As far as the two quarterbacks, you would never believe that it's Mac Jones. you wouldn't believe it. If I told you it was Mac Jones, would you believe it? I'm asking. Would you believe it if I told you it was Mac Jones?
This year, yeah, I believe it.
Mac Jones 56, Brock Purdy 45.
Yeah.
9-yard difference.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
yeah.
I mean, like, we're only saying that in reference to the professional Greg Cosell that put out that they don't push the ball down the football field with Mac. That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. So,
right. Clip Farmer 2525 has a pretty interesting take. He said the gameplay should always be run, and run, mix CMC, and B-Rob, then pass. We have the receivers regardless to move the ball. They just have to catch the ball.
Guess a good take. I agree with this only. I agree with this depending on the defensive look. You can't run the ball on first down with 8 men in the box, 7 men in the box. You're setting yourself up for a negative play. And if you get a first down, on first down, you get a negative play. Now your second down is long. So you have to play the game a little different. Like you have to play with the defense. You have to look at the defense and be like, okay, 8, cool, pass, quick throw, get the ball to hand. And you got to play it like that because I'd rather go incomplete pass on first down than go -1 yards.
Right.
I'd rather it be 2nd and 10 than go 2nd and 11. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is how it used to be, but I think because we don't have those receivers that can help push this daggone defense back because they're challenging the quarterback to push the ball down the field, because we're not hitting those passes, because we're not attempting that, is why they stack the box a lot. And so they run blitz, they stack the box. That's where the negative yards are coming from. It's just the way it is. It's nothing you can do about it. You know. Now I do agree we need to run the ball, because you run the ball on first down, you get 3 yards, cool. Run the ball on second down, you get 3 yards, cool. Now it's 3rd and super short. It's manageable, opposed to 3rd and medium or 3rd and long, right?
Right.
And then you got to negate the stupid ass holding penalties. Like negative play. The Niners, one of my keys to victory. Matter of fact, this is my key to victory. Avoid negative plays.
Yes.
Got to figure it out. Whether it's a penalty, whether it's a negative run, you got to avoid these negative plays. I'm not talking about just turnovers. I'm talking about negative plays. Turnovers is a whole different monster. Negative plays kills the Niners offense.
Yeah.
Kills it.
About that. Niner
Only
Faithful
one.
Says
Only one.
Only one.
Only 3 TDs. Only one. Only wide receiver with touchdowns. Now, the touchdown receiving leaders on the team, I think, is still a tie between Christian McCaffrey and Jake Tonjes, believe it or not. They both have 4, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all can fact check me. Sometimes I'll be off. I'm just going off the dome from the last time I looked. So, yeah, It might be Christian McCaffrey, but I think they both still have 4 receiving touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, I think, leads the team in touchdowns, but receiving touchdowns, it's that. So Kittle has 3. We just talked about it. Kittle has 3. Jennings has 3. But Kittle doesn't even lead the tight ends. It's Jake Tonjes. And Luke Farrell has 3 touchdowns. Go figure.
Right. So Howdy 49ers says that the line is trending up. Pooney looks healthier, and Trent doesn't have to babysit Colton.
Oh, my God, man. Do you know what it's like when you have to overcompensate for a player?
Exactly.
I felt like Trent played his best ball with us when we had Lincoln Tomlinson.
Yes.
And then after that, he was trying to help Aaron freaking Banks. And Aaron Banks was garbage. For us. Still garbage for the Packers, but you know. But I agree with this. I agree with this 1,000%. It's just a cool take. All right, let's get to the power rankings. We always do the power rankings every Wednesday. We go through the top 10 teams. You got the Eagles, Rams, Colts, Patriots, Seahawks, top 5. I don't think there's an argument there.
No.
All right, you got the Lions, Bills, Bucks, Broncos, Chargers. I think the top 10 is fine. Niners, 13. We were 14th last week, and we moved up after a loss because we played a top team, played the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? I like to know what your thoughts are. People know my thoughts because I'm on this shit every day. But what are your thoughts on the power rankings? I know they don't mean we already know they don't mean anything.
Yes.
So miss us with that.
Right.
We got it. They mean nothing.
I was pleasantly surprised that we moved up, but then when I remembered who we played, a top team, then that's going to happen. And you're going to usually move up, especially when you have other teams that are moving down. So you want to move up because of whatever. I actually have a small gripe.
Okay.
I feel like that Buffalo is too high. Especially after what just happened to them, because they did not get beat by a top team at all.
They got beat by a two-win team that's now 3-7.
Right. Yes.
3 and whatever. You know what I mean.
And I feel and they didn't just get beat. Like, they got beat soundly by this team too. I felt like that they are getting too much grace for that loss.
You know what it is for them? It's Josh Allen. You can't leave Josh Allen off this list.
I know.
And it's because when he's on the football field, it just ignites. He's literally carrying the Bills. They got the Bucks this week, so they should beat the Bucks though, because the Patriots beat the Bucks. Right. I'm expecting them to beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm with you, Howdy. That defense worse than our defense. Yeah. Our defense is bad because we got a lot of rookies, and players just get lined up. They just be all over the place. Yeah. It's just super inexperienced. They got experienced players on their defense. They struggling with a lot of injuries too.
They are.
You know,
but they should definitely be a lot better, considering that our defense, like you said, is very inexperienced. We may have the youngest defense in the National Football League.
Yeah, sure.
Overall, and Buffalo does have a lot of vets on there. So
yeah, but a lot of their players are injured.
Yeah, they are. But I'm just saying,
because they went the old route.
We're injured too. So
yeah, but if they went all vets and all their vets are injured, it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they not throwing them a bone, but like they didn't do it right.
Maybe that's what the ranking. Maybe that's why the rankings.
No, they're in that ranking because of Josh Allen. If there was no Josh Allen on this team, Bills would be out of there. That's clear. All right, 49ers versus Cardinals preview. Niners are favored by 3 points on the road. Kickoff time, 4:05. This is another reason why I don't want Brock Purdy to play. 64 degrees, light rain. I don't need Brock Purdy to play when the ball's wet. Yes. I'm sorry, man. He can wait to Carolina come to town, and I just can't be that game. It just can't be unless he's trying to prove that his hands got bigger. If his hands got bigger, because his toes got smaller, I'm cool with it. But I don't know, man. Any type of rain, it's light rain though. But any type of rain, I just,
the rain and Brock just don't.
It don't mix.
They don't go together.
It's like oil and water. He's the oil, and the water is just like no. All right. So it's going to be on Fox. I'll be doing the watch party on the Patreon. Sign up to the Patreon, guys. Sign up. Trust me, you do not want to miss out on that. The watch party is fun. The Niners lead this series 37-31. This is really close. This is closer than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be lopsided, but it's just not. All right. Niners lead the series. When you look at these teams offensively, the Niners are still a top offensive team. That's why it's like, I know we trash Kyle, but man, he's having a hell of a year. And Mac Jones has been a hell of a savior for this 49ers organization. I mean, Mac Jones is mainly part why the Niners are 6-4. Like, you know what I mean? He's keeping the offense moving. He's keeping the offense float. Christian McCaffrey is carrying the offense, and now we're getting George Kittle back. Hopefully we'll get Ricky Pearsall back and all that good stuff. But I just wanted to go over some stats. Niners are 11th. Their offense is ranked 11th total. Arizona's offense is ranked 22nd. Niners are first in passing. The Cardinals are 21st in passing. The Niners are 27th in rushing. The Cardinals trump the Niners there. They're 18th in rushing. They're averaging 113.4 yards. You can see my key to victory right there. Stop the run. Right? Stop the run. And then points scored per game, very close. Niners are 23rd. They average 22 points per game. The Cardinals are averaging 22.4, so not much more. 0.4 point difference. Defensively, all right, it gets a little bit different. And this is where I feel like the Cardinals may have the one up. Overall, though, Niners 21st, Cardinals 22nd. The Niners are giving up 339.4, and guess how much the Cardinals are giving up? 339.4. They are actually tied. The Niners are ranked higher, though. The Niners are 22nd in passing. The Cardinals are 20th in passing. The Niners are 16th in stopping the run, giving up 110.6 per game, which is 4 yards less than what they've been averaging. And then the Cardinals are ranked 18th in stopping the run, 114.1 per game. Another ding-ding, because if the Niners run the ball, wow, what a key of victory that would be. Run the ball, stop the run, and what did I say? Damn. I said it earlier on the show. Run the ball, stop the run, and it has something to do with not penalties. They'll come back to me. All right, points per game defense. The Niners are giving up 23 points per game. They rank 15th. The Cardinals are giving up 23.9 points per game. They are ranked 19th. I understand what the rankings are. We all know what rankings mean. Statistically, is what they have been doing per average for the first 10 weeks in the NFL. But Peachy, the Cardinals are going to be limping into this game at home. The Niners seem to be getting a little bit more healthier. What's your overall picture of how you see this game's going to play out?
I see Christian McCaffrey having a big game. He's actually my breakout player in this game. I think that he is going to have a big game. I think he's going to have 2 touchdowns in this game. I do honestly think that our offense is going to go off in this game. I think that our offense is going to be huge. I do think that, I don't know who on the 49ers defense, but I feel like that we're going to get the ball from Jacoby Brissett 1 or 2 times, which will help us out a whole lot. I do see the 49ers putting up a lot of points in this game. I think it's going to be a huge offensive game. I do not see very many points coming from the Cardinals side. However, they do still have Trey McBride on that side over there. And we're bad at covering him and
We're better
those
covering
like
tight
him.
ends. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
On tight ends. So depending on how that goes, but I just honestly just don't see the Cardinals being able to do very much at all. I think our defense is going to be rejuvenated. I think they got embarrassed. And I think that they're going to play with their hair on fire. And I think that they're going to go out and make a statement. Because they've been bad-mouthed in the media, like really bad this week. So I think that they're going to go out and, give it all they got. Go out there and handle business.
I like that. So the first time we played them, they held Trey McBride to 5 receptions on 8 targets, 43 yards, and a touchdown. So he was able to score a touchdown. Kyler Murray was the quarterback then. The difference, though, is Jacoby Brissett and Trey McBride have a nice connection.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
that's the difference. McBride is their leading receiver. He has 603 yards on the season, and he finds ways. I mean, he put up tons of points. Fantasy football, he's the number 1 tight end this past week, even getting their butts blown out by the Seahawks, right? So he was still productive. He's still a hard guy to cover. And if the Niners struggling covering safeties, I mean, you can't put a linebacker on him. You're going to have to cover with a linebacker and kind of bracket him with some type of safety help over the top, which is leaving other guys exposed down the football field, which you're hoping you trust because they don't have the number 1 or number 2 wide receiver.
Exactly.
So now you're dealing with Greg Dortch. You're dealing with like these other guys, Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, I believe. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the Niners do that. But they got to find a way to continue to limit Trey McBride. Don't allow him to go off. Don't allow him to be that guy. He'll be checking it down to him. He'll be doing everything to them. Remember, the Cardinals don't have a run game. You got to remember that. Like, their rushing attack has been gone since since James Conner was out for the season. So they got several injuries too. Like, you're right. Both teams are pretty much injured. Maybe the Niners, though, are just overcoming some of these injuries because they've been playing injured the longest.
Right.
But here's the thing. I do not want to sleep on the Cardinals defense. I'm not going to sleep on the Cardinals defense. Here's what they got. Number 1, I know he's dealing with some type of injury and he was practiced, he was limited and all that Gucci stuff, whatever. But, I love their young guy. This is the guy that I wanted us to draft. I know he didn't play much this year. Walter Nolan III, he's listed as questionable. But Josh Sweat is their sack leader. He has 8 sacks on the season. They still have Calais Campbell. That's a big guy up front. My issue with that, though, Peachy, is we get a lot of passes batted down. And so, now they got this big trunk of a mountain out there. And that could affect the vision of whatever quarterback plays. Brock and Matt gets their passes batted down at the line of scrimmage. And then up front, Dalvin Thompson and then Darius Robinson on the other edge. You got their linebackers, Matt Wilson, Xavier Collins. And so they got some question marks, but their main star on defense, you got to find a way to take away. You got to find a way to negate what Budda Baker is going to bring in stopping the run. So we say we want to run. They'll use him to help plug the run, to take away the run, which now is going to expose their secondary if we can get the ball down the football field. So George Kittle might have a big day.
Yes.
You go. We'll save that. We'll save that. We can get to this. We're going to save that. But I'm excited. Because I like that. You talked about Christian McCaffrey. And you talk about the offense putting up all these points and things like that. Let's get to the key matchups. Key matchup. You give me one. I need a key matchup, mano a mano. Who do you feel is going to be the key matchup in this game? You can go offense. You can go defense. Do you want to take somebody away? Do you want to expose somebody? Which way you want to go? And I'll go the opposite way.
Okay. So, like I said, I really feel like that CMC is going to have a big game. So it's basically like I'm trying to figure out who on the Cardinals defense is going to be. You know what? That's right there. That's it right there. I get it.
Listen. Now he's out, so he might not even be playing.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to think of who else.
He's ruled out of the game. He's not playing. So this is a win up for the Niners.
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about him.
Right. But that's the matchup though right there. I was trying to think of who would be doing it if since Mac is out.
So, okay, that's a good question. So they'll have some guys. I mean, Baron Browning is dealing with the injury too, so he'll probably be the guy that steps in.
Yep.
And those would be more of your inside linebackers that will cover the line, that will cover the running backs out of the backfield. Other than that, this might go to your, Zaven Collins maybe, even though he's the Sam linebacker, so he'll help a little bit in stopping the run. But maybe, coverage out of the backfield. Maybe my guy
Cody Simon.
Is Cody Simon? I mean, will he get any burn? Has Cody Simon played this year?
Yeah. He's been out there.
Yeah, so Cody, because he had 2 tackles against the Niners, I believe, and he has 2 tackles against the Niners.
Yep.
Right? So, I mean, yeah, man, give me Cody Simon. Then if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm attacking the rookie.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm attacking the rookie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, Cinnamon Kiss. I'm attacking the rookie. I'm attacking the rookie for sure. Yeah. On the season, he has only 15 total tackles, but he does have a forced fumble, and he has a pass deflection. So that's his. Those are his contributions out there. He is playing. So maybe it'd be your guy from Ohio State, and we'll see what happens. 7 tackles on the season, a forced fumble, 7 solo tackles on the season, and a forced fumble. So. Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see, but I think you can attack these linebackers. I would like to attack them in coverage too. Get your guy out there, attack these guys in coverage, all that Gucci stuff. You know what I'm saying? Niner Faithful says, you think KB gets more involved in this game? So Mike and I were arguing about that. I can't remember where, when, whatever, but we had a conversation. So KB and Juwan Jennings play the same role. When Juwan Jennings was out, KB filled in that role. KB did a good job. They're still trying to figure out what other roles to utilize KB. Now, I did see them in a couple of sets together. So if you can get KB as the X and put freaking Juwan Jennings in the slot, that might be a way to utilize both, have both on the football field. And whoever gets the ball will be able to do some type of damage. KB did have a catch in the last game for 19 yards, running a crossing route across the football field. But Juwan Jennings was clearly the main target. So is Juwan, usually your X receiver is your main target. So I don't know why people get so mad when they be like, oh, they forcing the ball to Juwan Jennings. He's the X motherfucker like they supposed to. Justin Jefferson gets it. Jamar Chase gets it. Anybody that plays the X role is usually the guys that's going to get the most targets. It's what happens. It wasn't forced. They felt he was getting open. A couple of plays he wasn't. We forced it, but he was getting open. You throw it to the X, So we'll see what happens. But I think Kyle will scheme against the weaknesses of the. Shout out to Tommy. Steve Urkel is better in coverage than D. Winters.
Oh Lord.
Man. Damn. Did he do that? Did he just say that? Yeah, man. I am not comparing Juwan Jennings to Justin Jefferson. I'm comparing the position and the role of the receiver. But they have been both playing they both look like they be giving up on some plays. I didn't say that. You know what? I'm not going to go there.
No, screw that, because this is nitty-gritty Niners, and Jettas just not look the same.
He's not our guy, so I'm not going to talk about Justin Jefferson. I'm only going to focus on Jennings. I don't have effort issues from Juwan Jennings. My thing with Juwan Jennings is sometimes his effort causes him to make a mistake.
Exactly.
Right? So, a la the catch and the fumble. I watched it 17 times. I can tell you right now that Juwan Jennings saw one guy to beat. It was the man in front of him. He had no idea that there was somebody coming from behind him. No. That's still on him. That's the field awareness you have to have. He had no idea that a linebacker was chasing him down from the back. And when he hit it from the back, he punched it out. And when he punched it out, that's why that ball. He wasn't carrying the ball like a loaf of bread. He was carrying the ball to juke out the one guy in front of him because he was trying to make a play. Sometimes, though, that extra effort, you go that extra mile, you make a mistake because those guys are coming in punching. We see it on the goal line all the time. When those guys hold that ball out, they trying to get across the goal line. Guys are trying to punch at the ball. Jennings has to protect the ball. The ball carriers have to protect the ball. Period number one. It would have been best if Jennings just caught the ball, got the yards, lived on to the next play. But Jennings in his head and his mind was like, I only got one motherfucker to beat. Shit, I'm about to juke this guy out. And he did. And then, boom, he got hit. I was like, oh. So, watching it afterwards, watching it in live action, you were like, this motherfucker. Watching it afterwards, you still like, this motherfucker. But now the context was more like, he had no idea that Landman was coming from behind him. That dude, Landman, came in like out of nowhere and straight whoosh. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So
had them hands ready.
Yeah. Oh, I tried to mention this, but people didn't really want to hear that. But it's all good. I tried.
But it's the truth, so it's just ridiculous how people want to just listen. They just want to hear what they want to hear. They don't want to, listen. Yeah. They just want to hear.
Yeah. So again, he was he wasn't carrying the ball near his body because he was not trying to be a runner. If you listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, you'll understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying he was right. But I'm telling you what I saw as I slowed the frames down. This dude was literally trying to make the person in front of him miss. What he needs to do is secure the ball and live on to the next play. Because if it was a guy like Debo, he would have ran like a running back and probably protected the ball as a wide receiver because that's his innate thing to do.
That's what right.
Juwan Jennings isn't a running back. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
That cat was trying to miss. That this is what it was, Clip. He saw the Holy Ghost. He said, one motherfucker. Oh, I got him. And yo, the crazy part was, PG, he broke him. I was like, no, because the ball came out at the same time. Yo, you got to give the hustle play up to Landman. I tip my hat to that young fella.
Oh, yeah.
That cat was all energy until he got trucked by Brian Robinson Jr. in the red zone.
Yeah.
Yo, he got trucked by Brian Robinson. That's the only thing. That's the only negative play he had. You know what I'm saying? He got trucked.
This right here was actually good.
Yeah, yo. So look, man. I watched the All 22, man. I ain't get he was bad, but I got to give him credit. I gave him credit on one play. So out of all the snaps, he got credit on one play, but he got credit after he messed up. So he gives up the pressure, right? And I'm like, how you get beat by 90, bro? Dude's right in front of you. And but he recovered so quickly thanks to Mac Jones. You know what I love more about Brock Purdy than I love about Mac Jones? Brock helps his offensive line. Mac is still figuring it out. But on that play, Mac helped the offensive line because Mac evaded and escaped the pressure when he saw 90, and then Brenda was able to come back in and hit him like a rhino, like, shapow! Like he didn't even know it was coming. That's a recovery play. He gave up the initial pressure. That's the only positivity you get from Jake Brendel. That's the only positivity. You guys, y'all got to admit, that's a positive thing. It was negative, but it turned into a positive. Come on, man. Come on, listen, man. I got to give credit. I keep it nitty gritty, but if he do good, that was a good recovery. I don't want to see it again, but that was a good recovery. I'm not going to lie. Use Jennings as a blocking receiver like another tight end and use KB to catch passes. So as a blocking receiver, yes, but again, where are you lining them up? So who's playing where? So if they both play the X, where are you putting Jennings? In the slot, right? He's not playing in the Z. He's not playing the other wide receiver in 11 personnel, right? He's not the one that's going to be kind of motioning around into the backfield. Now, look, my point, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, you can use him as a blocking receiver down the football field if he's in the slot, but if his route is away from the play, and if he's beating his man in the slot, wouldn't you go to the quicker guy, the easier throw? Right? Like, I just think that's what the quarterbacks are trained to do. Like, oh, my man Jennings got 2-3 steps on the guy. Let me get the whip it out to him real quick. Boom, he's catching it. Now, if it's the difference is you can't put Kendrick Bourne in the slot. And if you were able to do that, that would be another dangerous combo. And that's why they got to put other guys on the football field. So it gets tricky. Y'all got to watch it, JC. I get what you're saying. And I think it's matchups, right? I think it was good to see Kendrick Bourne take advantage of the opportunity. He had one catch, one target, one catch, and got 19. Will he get more? I believe so. It just depends on when he's on the football field. You know, it's good. Here's the thing. You can't use them all at the same time, Peachy. But it's good to have guys you know you can depend on if something was to go down. You know what I'm saying? God forbid something happens to Juwan Jennings. You know you got Kendrick Bourne in the holster, locked and ready to go to take over that role. You can't have two guys playing the same role. It just doesn't work. So you got to figure out how to get them to play different roles. And that's why you're seeing not a decline from Kendrick Bourne, but more of just not utilized as much. He's kind of kept in the holster. He had a good block though. Man, he was blocking good out there. All right, we got a couple more things we want to get to before we get out of here. Peachy, oh no, I didn't give you my matchup. My matchup is good old D. Winters / Jair Brown on Trey McBride. I mean, it's just, somebody got to stop him. Don't put Luke Gifford on him.
Oh God, no.
But I guarantee you, it's a copycat league, and they're gonna come out there with Elijah Higgins, who had a game against us, and Trey McBride, who had the touchdown against us, and they're going to go with 12 personnel, and they're going to use it. They're going to put out these tight ends because they know that the Niners are suspect in covering tight ends. It's going to be what's going to happen. That's something we need to pay attention to. I'm going to be looking at the teams and their 2 tight end, 3 tight end packages moving forward from now on.
Yep.
Most dangerous player on the Cardinals for you?
Oh, it has to be Buda Baker.
Ooh, I thought you was gonna go with Trey McBride. All right, well I'm going McBride. I'm gonna stick on the McBride train. Love the Buda Baker, man. He is the life of their defense. He's the energy. He's the captain. He's the reason why their defense ticks. I'll leave it at that. Love the Buda Baker pick, Buda Baker selection. Who's going to be the breakout player for you? We'll get to that after this. Howdy says put them both on McBride. Maybe 2. Now you on your Wyclef stuff right now? You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna run into each other, collide, and Trey McBride's gonna catch the ball. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen.
That's exactly what happened.
That's what's gonna happen.
Like some freaking Three Stooges crap or something.
That happened last week.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
How are we running into each other? All right, Peachy. Breakout player from the Niners. Last week you went with Brian Robinson Jr. Who are you going with this week?
Oh, it's Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey as the breakout player.
Yes.
I'm going with George Kittle. I will always pick George Kittle against Buda Baker any given day, any given Sunday. I'm going with George Kittle. I think he breaks out and just helps this team have a game. That touchdown catch, the way he was able to keep his feet in bounds. He was wide open too, by the way. Mac, that was a bad throw. Better throw. Make it easier for your tight end to get into the end zone on a wide open touchdown, right? But I think George Kittle is going to have a day, so I like that. The 2 that need to step up offensively, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. How many rushing yards for Christian McCaffrey this week? You guessing?
75.
All right, 75. How many receiving yards for Christian McCaffrey?
I'm gonna go with 90.
Damn. So 90 and 75. That's dope. Whew. Woo, good luck. I like that. Most dangerous player Arizona is Calais Campbell for sure because he can wreak havoc. Yeah, we were talking about him earlier, and he does give me the fritz. He's a big guy up front. He's dangerous in the run game, stopping the run. They're going to be looking to take away this run big time. He can command double teams. He's going to command double teams, and he can beat double teams, and it's going to be interesting to see how that worked. How that works.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pull that up, but shout out to 49ers _throwback. Why are you coming in here taking shots, dog? I see what you doing.
But my whole thing is that
Nope. Nah, y'all not going to do it. Y'all not going to do it. Not on my watch. That was dead wrong because Golden State sucks. All right, so and I know my Celtics suck. I don't have my guy, so you can talk all you want. They don't hurt me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words or names will never hurt me. You know what I'm saying? The most dangerous Arizona player though could be Calais Campbell. He's just that big force up the middle.
He is absolutely.
He's a little scary. He's a little scary. And he can line up inside. He can line up, they could work. They going to work around him. You know what? Breakout player, if you had to pick a defensive player, who would it be? What's up, John? You want to know who Mike's breakout player is?
Who is it?
Did you watch the BAM show?
Yeah, I watched it. I just can't remember who he said.
He said Jair Brown.
Oh, Lord.
I want to believe, man, in Jair Brown. I do.
I know. He wants to believe in his Jersey guy so bad.
He's so biased. Y'all used to call me biased.
I know. Exactly.
Ain't no more bias than that.
Yeah.
Miss Cinnamon. Miss Cynthia Sin says Walter Nolan might be the breakout player. That's gonna be a tough combination to start. We just talked about that, like having Calais Campbell, Walter Nolan in the middle. Good God, Jesus.
I'm gonna go with the same one that I had last week, even though I didn't see too much from him. I'm gonna go with Bryce Huff again.
He had 3 pressures in the game, but that game was rough.
Yeah,
that game was rough.
I really feel like that Bryce Huff is gonna make a way bigger impact in this game.
I see Upton Stout from Niner Faithful. Upton Stout. Really? Upton Stout gets put in a blender every single fucking week, yo. Every week. Every week. Hey, you know what's funny? I know it was Devontae Adams, but he literally put him in a blender. He literally spun him around and got the catch. It's like, oh, poor kid. If I had to pick a defensive player,
it was so bad.
Renardo Green. That's my lock.
Okay.
Oh, he just put it in the chat. I can't stand you.
Like
Renardo Green. I was trying to get it out before somebody put it. You know what I'm saying? But Renardo Green, he's been playing better every single week. Renardo Green. My only concern is, though, who he going to cover this week? And if it's a guy like Dortch, if it's a guy like Michael Wilson, can he continue to be physical and take him off and knock him off his route? So we're talking about a guy that usually gets off on the 49ers because he's the guy we're not necessarily paying any attention to. Like, you know what I mean? We don't really game plan for Michael Wilson. They're going to have to this week, though.
Right. Because without your 2 main guys,
Bingo.
Then he will become more of a target. So
he will be their number 1 receiver.
Exactly.
That more of a target is right. I mean, they got Andrew Basalia, Jalen Brooks, Greg Dortch, Simi Fihoko. I think he's injured. Marvin Harrison Jr., Zay Jones, Tajon Palmer. Michael Wilson is the guy that usually gives the 49ers fits. And so we'll see how that pans out. All right, time we all been waiting for. Score predictions And I'm going lavish with mine. I'm going to stick to my guns. It's going to be 56-3. No, I'm just playing. We're not scoring 56 points. But I think it's going to be 31-13 Niners. 34-13 Niners.
34-13 Niners.
34-13 Niners. When this defense gets back to giving up less than 15 points a game, I'll be happy. 34-13 Niners. He said that game looked like JV versus varsity last week. That junk was crazy.
I'm going to go 35-20.
35-20 Niners. So no field goals. How many touchdowns is that?
So what'd you say that yours was?
34-13 Niners.
Let me put that in here. 34-13.
And what did you say?
35-20.
We better not give up 20 points to this bitch ass team. Sorry. Who covers McBride? No one. You got to bracket him. I think you don't cover him. You bracket him. You put a man on him, and you bracket him over the top. So when your first guy is on him, then they release off of him, and then your second guy's coming down. Gotta hit him. Gotta be physical with McBride. He's a dynamic tight end, hands down. So I say bracket him. I feel like Jair Brown had the body type to cover McBride. Well, but he can't cover. Dude can't cover his bed with a blanket. Clip Farmers is 27-17. Brooklyn Niner Empire 27-10. All right, damn. I want to get to the 30s. 32-22. All right, 11 points is good. Good. All right, so Peachy says we're going to score 5 TDs in this game. God dang. He said Salah's going to have to suit up. I think the Niners should have signed Asante Samuel Jr. to the practice squad.
I agree.
He chose the Steel. I mean, the Steelers offered him the deal. I agree with this. Steelers offered him the deal. The good news is though he signed to the practice squad, so he's still kind of free.
Right. Did you see
him.
what Kyle Shanahan said about it?
No.
About when he was, I guess he just wanted to kind of see where he was.
Yeah,
it was never
evaluation.
like an intention to sign him.
We knew that he was coming off of a spinal situation, injury, and it was just more of an evaluation for the Niners.
That's what it was.
I think it's like that for every team. I think every team is going to evaluate him. He's going to be on the practice squad, and he's going to have to earn his way up to a starting spot. You know, it's kind of like LeBron James going to the G League to get right. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not comparing him to LeBron James, just saying that's the first step to getting back to being on the squad. Because I already know they're going to come in here with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I already know. So it is what it is. Peachy, what a great show. Yeah. Great audience. Round of applause to everybody that watched. Over 200 people. I don't know where our YouTube fam is. They're just not into Nitty Gritty Niners anymore. Maybe they just tired of seeing my face. It's okay. Big Daddy Niners in the building, 3915. But shout out to everybody on Twitter. You know what? I'm never calling that shit X. It doesn't even sound right. You know what I'm saying? It does. It's Twitter. It's going to always be Twitter. So you know how I feel about that situation.
Right.
Yep, GSU for life. I knew you were coming. Like I tried to nip that in the bud.
I had to put GSU back in the doghouse.
He's going back in the couch. He's going into the Peachy's doghouse.
Peachy's doghouse.
All right. Final thoughts, Peachy, before we dip up out of here.
Just want to thank everyone for tuning in to us, rocking with us. You guys, make sure that you share the show and you see it on X and Facebook. And just share that out and get the word out that we're here. 49ers have a huge opportunity to really, really just strut their stuff this Sunday. So I'm really expecting a beatdown. Like, it should literally be a beatdown. The Cardinals may not even get to 20. It is like, I hope they don't, because that means that our defense is actually doing something. So let's hope that that happens and that, you know, everybody is just ready to go, so we can bring home this win, because We need to
It starts this week.
Some wins going. Breeze's
Playoff
right.
push
starts this week.
Starts this week.
Okay.
The road to 10 starts this week. Whether Purdy plays or Mac Jones plays, we dropping 30+ points on this team. And it need to be 40, but I ain't gonna be greedy. 30+ points we dropping on this team. Niner Faithful says I need to do more polls on YouTube to get people in here. Well, maybe you could send me what you mean? Like what poll for the show? Poll, like be more descriptive. Send me an email, whatever, or direct message or something like that. Let me know. I'm down. I'm always down to engage and grow. Like, you know what I mean? You think we see Adrian Martinez if it's a blowout? Nope. You see Mac Jones.
Yep.
Oops, I just said Brock Purdy was starting. Damn it. I didn't mean to say that. Personally, I'm with Yosef. Like, just get the win, even if it's ugly. And you know what? In a road game, I agree. You got to win by any means necessary on the road. So if it's an ugly win, it's an ugly win. It's still a win. Make the next week a statement game on primetime TV. But just get this. I think that you know what it is about this team. We should win by 56 points. I don't know why I keep saying that damn number.
I know you keep saying that.
I don't know what it is. But just looking at this team, I don't even think the Cardinals fans believe they're gonna compete in this game. They don't have anybody.
Right.
We're playing against the little Giants. I mean, the little Cardinals. So, if we lay an egg against, because they're gonna play us hard. They're gonna play us hard. I guarantee it. A bunch of no-name players, which is how I expect the Niners to play.
Yes.
Go make a name for yourself, man. Stop fighting on the football field, D. Winters. If Jason Pinnock tell your ass to get off the field, he the veteran. You not.
You.
That little stuff right there. 37-31, man. Niners lead this series. It's going to be crazy. Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you back next week, man, on this nitty-gritty Niners talk stuff. I did want to play you what Kyle Shanahan had to say about the Brock Purdy situation before we dip up out of here.
Basically 3 days of aggressive practices for Brock before determining.
Yeah.
Does that mean, because he's limited, does that mean that it can't be an aggressive type of practice?
No, it'll be aggressive practice. We just got to put limited if it's not exactly how it normally is. So.
Will he be running the first team offense? Are you trying to build him toward the point where he can start on Sunday?
Yes.
For this week?
Yes.
Okay.
We haven't seen practice, obviously. How has he looked as far as his mobility, accuracy, how's he looked?
I think each week it's gotten better, with last week being the best. I mean, each week has been different. So if he takes a big step forward this week, like he did last week, he should have a good chance to play.
A hard decision to make given how well Mac Jones has been playing recently?
No, it's not a hard decision. It's just more about Brock's health. I mean, it's been awesome how Mac's played. He's been great. But we got a lot of confidence in Brock, and we know Brock will play at a high level too as long as he's healthy.
What do you look at as a coach with him in terms of his mechanics and fundamentals? You watch the footwork and like his release and stuff, or is that more like you'll get to that on film? Like, what do you catch on the field?
You can just feel it. I mean, a guy you've been around for a while, like I have Brock. I mean, you can just feel how the ball comes off, how he moves, how he reacts. I can get in the film room and stare at it for a lot longer than I probably should. And I could do that on the field, but I watch other things, but usually you can feel it on the field.
Did you feel it against Jacksonville that it wasn't right?
Yeah, it felt a little off. Yeah.
Does being a preparation junkie help him get back to the field and be ready faster?
It's the only way you can be. I mean, when you're hurt, if you check out in football, just with what happens every week from a game plan standpoint, from how much goes on for a quarterback and still all other positions, if you check out while you're injured, you can't come back and play right away.
Coach, have you had to?
Sounds like Brock Purdy going to be the starting quarterback this week, guys. Y'all better get ready, and we better dominate. Till next time, keep it nitty-gritty. Peace. Hey.
Breezie, Mo's knows. PG, fair to God. It's about that time, everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's knows Peachy, Breezy, and fair to God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you 9 to talk. We two gorillas, silverback, 9 silver
You know
hawks.
it's busting the discussion cause we get it in. Every time you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win. The faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezy, Peachy, Mo's knows and fear to God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall.
We outline players up in chalk.
Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall.